So I recently purchased a gimbal, right? This is from Hoham. I've been wanting one of these guys forever, and this one is basically for the smartphone, right? And yeah, I'm actually really happy with it, right? At the moment, my camera is not the best, so my footage ain't the best, obviously. So yeah, my camera is kind of old, so I need to upgrade my phone eventually. But yeah, getting this thing is actually was a good idea, and like I'm actually happy with it. I mean, it's kind of a pain in the ass that if you're walking around and you want to film something, you kind of have to stop, clamp it, and do all this shit, right? But once you have it going, it's pretty cool, right? Since me and my girlfriend, we like to be very active. We like to go to like a lot of conventions and events, and there's a lot of cool stuff we like to explore. I want to be able to like film that and share it. Me and my girlfriend, since we live near Knott's Berry Farm and like Disneyland, we like to visit those theme parks a lot, right? That's something we like to do, right? And throughout the year, they do a lot of cool stuff, right? Depending on the holidays or the time of the year, Ever since the whole pandemic started and like everything got shut down, obviously the theme parks closed and nothing's going on there, right? However, they started to like slowly introduce like events that people can go towards, and then we actually decided to go and check this out, right? Now, to begin with, I just want to say that me and the girlfriend do take the whole pandemic COVID thing seriously, right? Actually, someone directly near us has gotten COVID-19, and thankfully didn't have any serious preconditions that will make them suffer from more severe consequences from getting COVID. It's definitely not a flu-like symptoms from what I saw. It's very it's definitely different, right? The way how this person near me responded with COVID is basically they became very lethargic, doing simple things like going to the bathroom just completely drained their body, right? And I can see if that person has some conditions, whether they diabetic or some other health issues that would have fucked them up more, right? Because the body just got very weak. Yeah, that's crazy. Thankfully, nothing happened. It is something to be serious about. And wear a mask. Fuck you if you don't think wearing a mask helps or whatever. Actually listen to doctors, for fuck's sakes. Anyways, that being said, the first thing we went to was downtown Disney, and I want to talk about that. Downtown Disney, like the stores, it has been open for a while, and what they do is you pay for parking, and every now and then they'll make an announcement on social media that they're closing parking just to keep people from entering, right? They're charging like $10 a parking and stuff like that, mainly just to go into the store, right? And this last time when we mainly went because they opened up the California Adventures. Pretty much just like Main Street, they have kind of like another little Main Street, but it's smaller. It's called Buena Vista Street. So they pretty much opened up that section with the stores. You could enter and you could buy some food and pretty much, just clothes and souvenirs and stuff like that, right? So we went to check that out, right? We went later at night because we're thinking, that they have more lights to check out and stuff like that. So again, apologies. My phone is not the best, so the quality is gonna look like shit, right? The first thing we did when we walked, we were approaching the entrance. Is basically, they had vending machines and a bunch of areas where you can get hand sanitizer and all that stuff. They were selling masks through a vending machine if you don't have one and stuff like that, or if you need one. So that was kind of interesting. When you enter, pretty much, they scan your forehead to see your temperature and all that shit, and then, obviously they check your bags and then you enter, right? So, yeah, entering downtown Disney was nice, nothing too extreme, but they did have, things decorated, they have the lights and all that stuff like that, and it was all nice and neat. It was nice to walk around there and stuff like that. My girlfriend, because she loves Disney, she likes to go into one of the main souvenir shops, right? And that's right before entering the parks, and that's the biggest souvenir shop that they have. And they have the coolest stuff there, right? So before we entered the park, we just walked around the souvenir shops to see what they have, Lately, I noticed a lot of their merchandise has definitely got it better in quality. Yeah, just to browse around. We didn't buy anything, but it's just nice to look. After we're done with that, we entered the Buena Vista Street, which is California Adventure, and it was interesting, right? Usually, you're very used to seeing the long lines and all that stuff, but obviously that wasn't there that day. So entering, it was just what you expect. It's just the main street itself where all the stores are at, and it was very small actually, in the sense I thought that you were able to enter more deep into the park, right? But it's kind of you only get to a certain point and then it gets blocked off and that's it. So it was kind of not disappointing, but at the same time I was okay. I almost felt like it was kind of pointless to go. I mean, if you have nothing else to do, I guess you can go and check it out. Or if you're like a Disney collector, you want to buy some stuff, then yeah, cool, right? But for the most part, it's like you enter, you're literally like a few feet after you enter, it's like fucking, everything's kind of like fenced. It's not fenced off, but they put like a string. They got some employees there, guiding you to go back if you can't go any further. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't extremely decorated in any manner, right? It's just like they had the stores open, and that was basically it. The girlfriend got like some hot tea. We entered a Starbucks there. I guess I was more interested in seeing how the Disney was gonna be open during this times, and it was more of my curiosity just to go and check things out. So yeah, that was Disneyland. Then about like a week later, we went to a Knott's Berry Farm, and what Knott's is doing is basically they're during the holidays they have like the ghost town area. They have it opened up for shop vendors. So if you're a person that likes to create, say, art, basically arts and craft related, you can actually have a booth inside of Knott's Berry Farm to sell your merchandise, right? So they have that going on along with like a food tasting. So anything, saying like dumplings and like nicer mac and cheese, you got your desserts and your pies and all that stuff like that. So you get a tasting card, right? It was like $40 to get in per person. And you get a tasting card and you're allowed up to 5 tastings, right? When I say tastings, it's actually, they're pretty good size. They're very, well portioned. I'm pretty happy to eat them. Like, that shit got me full, right? By the 4th one, I was like pretty much done. And like, I couldn't eat no more. I just mainly used it to buy drinks. So being at Knott's was more interesting because, they actually had an event designed for people so you can go and participate in something, right? But, you got to go into the screening. So we waited into like a line before we went and all this stuff. And, you started to walk around and like more of the park is open. Actually, all of the park is open because Knott's is not that big. But, obviously none of the rides is open, right? It is nicely decorated. You got your trees, you got your lights and all the stuff like that. We went during the day. They got like a lot of local vendors selling their product and stuff like that. So that's pretty neat. And I guess what I also appreciate about Knott's is basically they do have more of a live activities in the sense of like, they had the Christmas singers, but they were more distance, right? They were like on top of the main saloon area where like they sell a beer and stuff like that. And like, they had people there singing and stuff like that. They had like a lot of good food available and all this shit. Probably the thing that kind of like stuck out the most is basically live music. So instead of having a live band, they're called Crazy Kirk and the Hillbillies. So they just pretty much filmed their live set. And they're like showing like their shows throughout the day on a big screen, right? So it's like that's the live music. And we wanted to go like during the holidays because, since everything's pretty much fucking shut down, we're not doing much, right? Which is understandable. And we are concerned with taking the whole pandemic thing seriously. We wear our masks, we wash our hands and all this stuff, right? At the same time, we try to like keep ourselves busy because, being stuck at home ain't necessarily 100% fun all the fucking time. So we are careful about it, that's for sure. But anyways, I got nothing else to say. That's all I have to say about that. So yeah, I'm very happy with my gimbal. It's very fun to use. I like the fact that I want to start filming more and start sharing more, things that I see, And because I'm able to film more, it also encouraged me to go out and like do more stuff, which is what I want. Super thanks for watching. I hope keep it short enough and like it would be interesting for you if you don't live in California to see how things are going on right now in the theme parks, during these weird times. I plan on making more videos like this down the line. So thank you so much for watching, right? Take care and peace. And be safe. Wear a fucking mask.